bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
North Alabama is full of adventure. If you love food, we've got it. If you love festivals, we've got them. If you love the outdoors, we've got plenty of places to explore. Whatever you love, we're sure to have something for you. For all things North Alabama, check out northalabama.org.
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated, chili lime glory, and you can snap up 2 of them for $6, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get 2 legendary pork chop grillers for just $6, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
With a house surrounded by pine trees planted in 1961, April and I knew it was time to do something about it. So we called James Paul. With over 25 years in the business, James Paul Tree Service offers their knowledge and experience, along with honesty and dependability, which gives you peace of mind when it comes to tree removal, tree cleanup, and clearing. Give James Paul a call at 256-777-0711.
Before they fall, give James Paul a call.
For those of us who are directly responsible for the care of loved ones, we want to do the very best we can to take care of them. This is where estate planning is so important. With estate planning, you can still take care of your loved ones even when you're gone. I encourage you to make a plan by going to BamaEstatePlanning.com. Harlan Mitchell has all the tools you need to make a solid plan for your family, just like I did. That's BamaEstatePlanning.com. Make a plan and do it today. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
Hey everybody, this is Daryl Worley, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. Hey, step up and make a difference like he does.
Hey y'all, this is Jeff Foxworthy, and you can make a huge difference in somebody's life. You just may not have figured out how yet, and that's why you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, this is Maggie Peterson. I played Charlene Darling on The Andy Griffith Show, and you are listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi folks, this is Ricky Skaggs, and you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hello, I'm Gene Stallings, and this is The Mark White Show. Get off the sideline and get involved and make a difference in your community.
You are listening to The Mark White Show. My daddy is your host, Mark White.
Something good today.
Welcome to another edition of The Mark White Show. I'm glad that you can be with us today as I bring back a very special guest. You've heard him before back in 2019 on The Mark White Show as we visited in Decatur, Alabama with his mom, Paige Behringer. Right now I have on the line with me Levi Smith, and it's been a very special day for him as he was able to speak in Lawrence County at Moulton Middle School, and he has organized and been pushing really hard on making a difference from my story to yours. Welcome to The Mark White Show, Levi Smith.
Good afternoon, Mark. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm excited for you being able to speak to these middle school students today. How did that go?
Yes, sir. It was really good today. We're finally seeing past through the into this tunnel to now getting out to speaking to others. You know, our schools is Red Ribbon Week is real big into my life and getting to spread the drug awareness around. And it was so amazing to be able to be in front of audience again after 2 years. It just seems like it's been so long, but now that we're finally getting to make a difference in people's lives, that it's doing so good now that we're getting to open up to other opportunities for people, for more of our inmates and stuff like that. So it's been really good now that we're being able to get face to face to people.
When we visited Levi in Decatur with your mom, Paige, back in 2019, none of us could have predicted what was going to happen moving forward. And as you mentioned, it's been 2 solid years now that there's been, I feel, in a lot of ways, a disconnect. And, of course, that leads people to depression. It leads people back into addiction. It doesn't make things easier for a person who has that battle, does it?
It does not, Mark. It's once addiction starts, it's one of those things that it's a whole battle now, and you've got to put in with the race, just like people talked about today. It's something like, you know, it's so many different things. If it's healthy eating diets, it's something that you just can't quit doing. It's a to the end of the time thing. You've got to keep pushing on and keep going. And the main thing is to always put your sobriety first, and always keep doing the AA meetings, keep looking forward to people, going to church, doing your regular things. And the main thing you've got to worry about is yourself, and keep pushing on to help positive other people. And that's the best thing that we can do. And I think for this making a difference and all these other good things that's happening from Tammy Reese and the Second Helping and all these other things that's coming around, as well with the Mark White Show that's doing all these things to help get this beautiful and just awesome thing that now that people are starting to look forward to. It just seems like addiction and the opioid crisis is just, it's not being focused on as much as other things, and it is such a big deal when we look at it. And people just need to see that there is help, and there's ways that people can do things. And, you know, if you can fall for rehabs and you talk to your counselors at school and all these other things, like I was talking this morning with the students, it's not about what happens in your life and what you have to deal with. The main thing that you've got to focus on is yourself and your family, and to take care and to know that there's help. And, you know, the main problem that I had growing up with my mom is I was so scared of judgment, and I did not want other people to know about my story. And I was so scared that I was going to be judged until I finally put my foot down. And I was like, it's time to make a difference, and it's time to change the world. So I got out with determination, and I was getting with a bunch of people talking about it, and said, it's time to do something about this. So what I did is now I got with the Mark White Show and some people that I know. And here we are 2 years later. It seems like it's just so fast all this happening, and now we're changing the world. And that's what we're here to do, Mark.
Obviously, Levi, it's one thing to talk about what you want to do, and it's a completely different thing to actually do what you want to do. And when I spoke to your mom 2 years ago, and you were so proud of her recovery, and now to have her join you, to join forces today to speak to those middle school students, that has to really mean something to you, Levi.
Oh, yes. It's such a blessing to be able to stand before 700 plus kids today, and just to see the hands that were raised today when I asked the simple question, how many people have known somebody or has been affected by drug abuse? Just about 9 out of 10 hands rose up. And to me, it's something that these people need to hear, because, you know, the drug addiction, it's not talked about as much, and people will silence it in. And now we need to focus on more than ever is to get a voice out, because that is the most important thing to do. And it's like I was talking about earlier, we're getting through this pandemic and we're finally seeing the light of this tunnel. Now we finally get to focus on what we can do instead of having to do these online podcasts and stuff through these, we finally get to open up and we finally get to do these things and be face to face with people. We get to have events. That's so much good things that we can do. I'm so much looking forward to this and putting it on and having events and having singing groups for people in recovery. And I'm just so looking forward to my future with this and carrying along with it the rest of my life, because without this and without being involved, I don't know where my life would be today, because I know that I was put here to help change a difference in people's lives. And that was the main thing that I've always wanted to do.
I know from my previous conversation with Paige that her background was an educator, teacher. How was it for her to be at a school in front of students and making this presentation with you?
Yes, that was a very important question that we had today and that we had talked about. His mom used to being a teacher, and now standing before, it's such a bravery and it's such an honor, I feel like, for Mom to stand before from her past and now as strong as she is to overcoming. And as Sergeant Breland said today, our school SRO, he said, I can count a handful of people that he knew that recovered and is now doing a positive role model to what people are doing now. And it's just such a great thing that we've got going on. And seeing her stand before all of these people at school and talking about this, knowing that years ago, this was something I kept silent about. It's one of the best things and the best feeling having my mom right there. And it's just, it feels like a gateway to what in the future. I might have been in front of 700 people this morning, but now I'm looking forward to being in a stadium full of 7,000 people. We've got to keep growing and growing in our faith to keep going, and that's our main thing that we always need to worry about.
Right now we're talking to Levi Smith. He's the founder of Making a Difference, From My Story to Yours. I'm glad that he can join us here on the show today, as he just finished speaking to middle school students in Moulton, Alabama, Lawrence County, and I'm very proud of the work that Levi's doing, and he's going to stick with us, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about how you can be part of making a difference from my story to yours. I want to help Levi out. He's 17 years old, and he's on a mission, and his mom's on a mission as well, as she continues to do great in her recovery. Will you stick with me, Levi?
Yes, sir.
All right, folks, I hope you'll stick with us. We'll have Levi Smith when we come back. You are listening to The Mark White Show, and I'm your host, Mark White.
Something good today. A little wink, a pat on the back, a big old hug, a little laugh. We can make a difference. All we have to do is try. Every day's a chance to change somebody else's life. Let's all do something good today.
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated, chili lime glory, and you can snap up 2 of them for $6, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get 2 legendary pork chop grillers for just $6, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
North Alabama is full of adventure. If you love food, we've got it. If you love festivals, we've got them. If you love the outdoors, we've got plenty of places to explore. Whatever you love, we're sure to have something for you. For all things North Alabama, check out northalabama.org.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers.
Losing a loved one is hard, but losing a loved one and not having an estate plan is even harder. Attorney Harlan Mitchell witnessed what not having an estate plan can do to families and decided to use his experience to do something about it. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884. Again, that website is BamaEstatePlanning.com. Let Harlan Mitchell help you with estate planning. Do it for those you love, and do it today.
Experience the difference at Athens Bible School. The vision and purpose is to provide each student a quality education in a Christ-centered environment to develop the whole person spiritually, mentally, physically, and socially in safe and supportive surroundings. The solid biblical foundation permeates learning and culture in the classrooms and every extracurricular activity.
Thompson Roofing and Construction is a locally owned family business serving the North Alabama and Southern Tennessee area. They are a Better Business Bureau A+ member since 2011 and a GAF Master Elite contractor. Give them a call at 256-952-3309 or check them out on the web at 256roofing.com. They offer free inspections.
Thompson Roofing and Construction.
Mr. Cecil Batchelor is the one that started this business as Dependable Service Center. And even though now it's Green's Dependable Hardware and we're a True Value store, our tagline is still Your Dependable Service Center. We've tried to keep that alive for all these years. Mr. Batchelor really started a good business. We're really excited to be carrying on a long-standing tradition. It's the oldest retail store in the city of Russellville. We're Green's Dependable Hardware, 15220A Highway 43 in Russellville, Alabama. We're right behind McDonald's or right across the street from the hospital. Number is 256-331-0123.
Your Dependable Service Center.
Hi, I'm Crystal Gale, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. And one smile can make a difference. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Someone loves you, I do.
He drives into the city, works extra hard all day, finishes up early so he can get away. 'Cause there's a blue-eyed kid on second base, wants dad to watch him play. Daddy knows he's waiting, so he hurries.
Welcome back to the Mark White Show. I'm very glad to have this special guest with me today. You've heard him on the Mark White Show before. You heard him a couple of years ago as we were in Decatur, Alabama, and I spoke with him and his mom for the Second Helping program through Alabama Mountain Lakes Tourist Association. Tammy Reese, she wanted to start that, and of course COVID hit, and it changed some of our plans, but you know what? We're getting back on track. Levi Smith spoke to students today at Moulton Middle School. I'm very proud of what he was able to do with his mom, Paige, and I wanted him to talk about that today. Welcome back to the Mark White Show, Levi Smith.
Welcome, Mark. I hope you're having a
good one when I can talk about something that matters. You know, when we can think about things that are making an impact on our communities, and especially when we can focus on a subject that may not be getting the awareness, as you spreading awareness about drug addiction. We're trying to get the word out to people, and I want them to join forces with you as you continue to move forward with making a difference from my story to yours.
Yes, Mark, I believe that's a great thing and the thing that we need to focus on. And with making the difference, it just seems so crazy of how things are going now. And it just, honestly, 5 years ago, my mind would not have been on this. It was more worried about what people thought. And now today, it's just such a blessing to be able to be behind this role and help so many other people. When people ask me, how do you do all this and how do you have this on your hands, it's just I put it in the hands of God, and that's all that I know that I need to do. And the main thing that we always need to focus on is what we're doing for the Lord and what we're doing for ourselves, and to help with making a difference. And if you want to be involved in doing things, if you have a family member or if you are going through some drug addiction and you need help, we have a Making a Difference from My Story to Yours on Facebook, Instagram, and you can follow that on there as well with the Mark White Show. And you can listen into the podcast on all that. And also you can go to many different things such as secondhelping.com, and you can see for job applications and just so many other things. And if you'd like to spread your word, send me an email. And all these other things, it's just so good, and opportunities that can help you is our later speaking events that we have. We can have so many guests come, and it's just so good to be back now to do these things and to be a part of it you don't be silent and stand out. That is the best thing that you can do.
Levi, when I think about your story, your mission, your effort, and I think about the fact that you were doing this when you were 15 years old, you're now 17, but the verse that keeps coming to my mind, let no one despise your youth. You are a young person and you're making a difference. What has been the response when you go to people and say, I would like to speak, I would like to share this mission with you?
Oh, Mark, it's been amazing. We've had so many people, just like, it's unbelievable to have him doing this. It's the outcome we've had on social media, and the things that the recognition that we have had as a whole has been absolutely amazing. I never put it towards myself, because without all these people, we wouldn't be able to do this. And it's such a blessing to have all these people and do all these, because without the help of this word wouldn't get around. And this is such a big deal that people need to focus on, because drug addictions and addictions is never going to go away. It's just something that people's got to be focused on and keep in a positive mind that there is help out there, and that now that we get to do these things, it's just such a blessing.
I'm so glad that you were able to have this time with your mom at the school. I know that was a very positive experience for those students, and I know that it will have an impact on their life as you continue to move forward, and I know that you'll connect with more and more people, and that there are young people who heard you and Paige today who your message will continue to remain in their heart, in their mind, as they continue to grow, and that's pretty remarkable, my friend.
Oh, yes, sir. It's so awesome to be able to do this. And the one thing that I want to put for people that are listening is, if you're just thinking, wow, that would be amazing to do, you can do it, because anybody can do anything that they want to put their mind to. It's not hard at all. You just got to have determination. Determination is a very big word to me, because just like, for instance, as we have talked 2 years ago, and now here we are today, a little bit of refreshment. My mind was set on wanting to go into the medical field and these things. And now that I just know that God has blessed me to want to be able to be a counselor, and now heading into that direction, about to graduate high school next year, it's just so honored to be able to do these things. And I just can't wait for what life has in store for me. And I'm just going to follow God and follow what He wants to do for me. And it's just such a great feeling to be able to do this for people. And the feedback that we get, that helps others, it just means the world. And that when people get this message, that means that they can spread the love and kindness, and that's what this world needs. And my word to people out today is, if you need help, and if you're sitting here listening and you are going through these addictions, please go find a local AA meeting, find a new church to go to, find something that you can rely on, find a friend, and that there is help. Don't be scared. You've got your kids and stuff. Make sure that they know that they aren't alone through these things. And with making a difference and all these other things that's here to help you, we are here for you. And just please, always, always, always find help and know that you're not alone.
And one more time, Levi, tell people how they can connect with you, buddy.
Yes. You can go to Making a Difference from My Story to Yours on Facebook and Instagram. You can find it through the Mark White Show on our podcast and things that Mr. Mark has got with us. You can email me for Levi Smith 7887@gmail.com, or give me a phone call at 256-445-0227. And that is my cell phone, and I'll be back with you as shortly as I can.
Levi, you know how proud of you I am, and I'm proud of the fact that you have your mom still in the way that she has done in her recovery. It's an amazing story, and I appreciate the fact that not just you, but Paige is willing to share it as well.
Oh, yes. It's so good to have both ends on each team. It's a team effort, and it's a mother and son. That is the best thing. When she was getting out of her recovery, and we were like, we're going to do something about this. And now having Mama on my side, it just means the world. That there's nothing more proud than I am today when I was sitting there looking at all these kids, having my mom sitting there my girlfriend Abby Grace and Jackie and my grandfather. It was such a good feeling. And Mark, that's just not even the start of it. You know, when I think about this and see those people there, I start to think about Mark with the Mark White Show and Tammy and all these other people that have helped me to get to this point. It just means the world to me. Having Mom sitting there, it means the world, opening questions, because a couple of years ago, that would have never been in a thought process. And that just means that, and when Mom puts the thing, she always says, know that you're not alone and always keep yourself first. And with that, I feel like you can always do anything that you put your mind to, no matter what you're going through.
Levi, I appreciate you taking time with us today to share this message. I know that someone listening right now needed to hear it, and I appreciate you being here on the Mark White Show, being a part of this effort, and I'm just as glad to be part of yours.
Yes, sir. It was such an honor, and I'm so thankful, and I'm so excited for the future of what we have to do.
All right, buddy. Folks, Levi Smith with Making a Difference from My Story to Yours. I want you to check him out on Facebook, Instagram, follow this effort, find where you can make a difference through this effort. And as Levi said, you can take a step and you can make a difference in your own way, and I encourage you to do that. Here on the Mark White Show, we're recognizing difference makers like Levi Smith and his Making a Difference from My Story to Yours effort. And if you're encouraged and inspired by the Mark White Show, I hope that you'll share this with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. Let them know about the Mark White Show and what we're doing to make a difference in our communities. You can follow the Mark White Show on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and subscribe to the Mark White Show podcast via Apple iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, Blueberry, YouTube, and TuneIn Radio. I encourage you to tune in tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time as we have an encore presentation from Levi Smith and Making a Difference from My Story to Yours, and we'll have a brand new episode of Cora's Corner. You have been listening to another edition of The Mark White Show, and this is Mark White, encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
Who live and love in my hometown. These are my kind of people.
Located in Tuscumbia, Alabama, the Alabama Music Hall of Fame honors Alabama's music achievers. You can even go into the recording studio and try out your talents as a singer. That's the Alabama Music Hall of Fame, located at 617 Highway 72 West in Tuscumbia, Alabama. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Give them a call at 256-381-4417. Check them out on the web at alamhof.org. With a house surrounded by pine trees planted in 1961, April and I knew it was time to do something about it. So we called James Paul. With over 25 years in the business, James Paul Tree Service offers their knowledge and experience, along with honesty and dependability, which gives you peace of mind when it comes to tree removal, tree cleanup, and clearing. Give James Paul a call at 256-777-0711.
Before they fall, give James Paul a call.
Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
Is it time for a haircut? Go see my friends Philip Butler and B.H. Parker at Southwind Barbershop, located at 1637 Lee Street in Rogersville, Alabama. Give them a call at 256-247-5658. That's 256-247-5658.
Oh, won't you hear me, people, when I say, well, let's all do something good.